Hello and welcome to Tuesday's Top Tips. I'm going to talk to you today about what if you lost everything? So let's say you have a huge social media following. What if you lost it today? Some people this has actually happened to. What if you lost your referral sources? There's lots of things that can happen in business. What if you were to lose it all today? How could you restart? Have you really thought about that and have you strategized for that? And so if you haven't today, I'm going to show you what I would do if I lost it all today and how I would restart. So thank you for being here for Tuesday's Top Tips. Really excited to present to you guys today. So here's my question. I want you guys to actually visualize this for a second. If you woke up tomorrow and everything was gone, no pipeline, no referrals, no social media following, no audience, how would you get your next 10 clients? Not even your 100. Your next 10 clients. How would we do that and how can we do it easy? Most people immediately think I got to go somehow find more leads. And I'm going to tell you that the answer is actually in conversations. So we're going to talk about that today. I'm actually going to give you 10 easy strategies that you could do that aren't going to require ads. It's not going to require a spend, and where you can get your first 10 clients, even if you lost everything. So again, thank you guys for being here today. We'll go ahead and jump into my slideshow that I've created for you. All right, so how I would rebuild from scratch if I had to. Hopefully I never have to, but if I had to, what would I do? And if you're starting out new today and you're like, I can't even find my first clients, what do we do? How do we do that? So we're gonna talk about that too. And I'm learning how to use my system where I can see chats and stuff on the side. So I'm gonna kind of look over that in case people start chatting in. So let's dive into this right now. What does it look like if I lost everything today? How to get my first 10 clients? So one of the biggest mistakes that I often see in this industry is that when we are looking to get new clients, whether that's we lost all of our clients, like in what I'm trying to talk about today, how would I start from scratch? But maybe you are starting from scratch. Maybe you're brand new to it. So a lot of times we're looking for the magic marketing. I mean, come on, think about it today. How many of you have probably been searching for the magic marketing? You're paying different coaches and stuff to tell you the secret sauce. Or you're waiting for referrals. You went out and did some reach outs to different loan officers, real estate agents. You're sitting there waiting for referrals. Or you're posting on social media and you're hoping, or you're buying more software or more things. Maybe the answer isn't all that. Maybe the answer is actually creating conversations. Maybe, just maybe, you're avoiding the one thing that can actually help you get more clients faster. So we'll dive into that. So on my next screen here, I want to talk to you about the next 10 client strategy. So you'll see on the screen here, and I'm going to go ahead and blow it up because I want you to be able to see it really well. We got visibility, conversations, relationships, opportunities, clients. This kind of moves in this way. So clients don't magically appear, right? We already know that. That's why you're here listening to this, right? They're not going to magically appear. So clients don't magically appear. Visibility, though, creates conversations. Conversations create relationships. And then relationships create opportunities, and opportunities create clients. This is how businesses actually grow. So I want you to think about that for a second. If that's true, if visibility creates conversations and conversations creates relationships and relationships create opportunities and opportunities create clients, what's the first thing you need to be doing today? Grabbing visibility, right? Being visible so that you can start the conversations, and the conversations that you start build relationships. The relationships that you get build opportunities. The opportunities that you have creates clients. It's actually that simple. We want to skip so much though. We want clients. We skip all the way to the end. Forget visibility, forget conversations, forget relationships, forget opportunities. Let's skip all the way to the end. How do we get clients? When the answer was in the beginning, visibility. Visibility, conversations, relationships, opportunities, and then clients. It's actually that easy. We're going to talk about that today, in the 10 ways that you could do this is what I'm going to go over with you. But before we do that, before I show you the 10 ways, I would love to have a little bit of audience participation. Where do most of your clients come from? If you can tell me, and you put this in the comments, whether you're watching the replay or you're watching this live with me, if you can tell me, where do you get most of your clients? A, you comment A, if it's referrals. Comment B if it's social media. Comment C if it's referral partners. Comment D if it's networking. And E, other. Tell me what that other is, though. Okay, I'd love to hear from you. As I'm building more and more content, this always helps me, because if I have a bunch of people say, hey, I get all my stuff from social media, then maybe we need to do more social media stuff, right? So this would be very helpful, but I'd love to know. But one of the problems that I see with a lot of people, social media, okay, got that. So that's a great one. I think I was just talking to and coaching a lady yesterday, and she's killing it with TikTok, right? So yeah, so B, social media. So maybe we need to talk more about that. We did do a live with Dave Cousins and Michael Drake on how they approach social media. And I think it's worked for a lot of people who were on that call. So those of you who are partners with Level Up Score, in the private Facebook page, you will see that replay of that and the guide that they gave, which I think is very valuable. So hopefully you get a chance to look at that. But yeah, social media, right? Would be a good one. But I want you to consider, don't just rely on one avenue. We should rely on several avenues, right? Because if social media were to dry up, we get kicked off of whatever social media platform we're doing, which happens to people all the time, then where, are we left with nothing? We're starting over again. So consider that we need to look at a couple different ways of gaining those clients. Okay. All right. So I'm going to give you the 10 strategies. This is strategy number 1, Facebook groups. So I was actually on a call. We did a strategy call the other day, and I don't remember what day it is because I feel like everything runs together. But we did a strategy call, and I had my good friend on the call. If some of you guys might know him, Terrell Good. And he said, you know what? Someone asked the question about getting the first 10 clients. And he goes, you know what? Yard sale groups on social media. Like, what? Yard sale groups on social media? Yeah. Got my first 1, my first 5, my first 10 from yard sale groups on social media. So number 1 strategy that I would offer up to you guys is look at groups, yard sale groups, buy and sell groups, first time home buyer groups, realtor groups, loan officer groups. Are you guys in those groups? Are you posting in those groups? And here's the other thing I would suggest to you. Don't advertise in those groups necessarily. Maybe do an advertisement as your business as an advertisement, but you as a person, go in there and give knowledge, give expert advice, be there to help people rather than advertise your services. Because those groups also get flooded with advertising their services, especially if we're talking about first-time homebuyer groups, realtor, and loan officer groups. And a lot of them don't want you to post like that anyway and will block you. So what if you go in there and provide value, right? Continue to provide value. That's visibility, which allows you to then create conversations, right? But I'm not saying don't post commercially as well. I do think that's important. I would do both. I would do commercially post if that group allows you, but also come in as a personal feel to it and give advice and help. Okay. So that would be strategy number 1. I'm going to give you 10. This is the first one. So guys, take note of that. So again, one of those strategies for this would be not necessarily to sell, but to just pour in value to your people. Okay. Answer questions, become visible. Okay. Your next client may be sitting in a yard sale group right now. So after this live, I hope you take the challenge and go post in one of those groups. Let's see what happens. Okay. All right. Strategy number 2. And I think people forget about this one. Are you guys familiar with the social site called Nextdoor? It's in most places. I don't know anybody that it is not in, but it's a local app called Nextdoor. You can go on there and become the local expert. People like to go on there. They like to work with people that are in their area. So why don't you go into your local area of Nextdoor and start posting in that, providing value, answering questions, maybe posing a question that you can then answer. Things like that I think would be really good in Nextdoor. This is where your competition isn't, right? Go where your competition isn't. When I hear people say, well, I can't compete with credit sweeps. Okay, credit sweeps is not in Nextdoor. I doubt it. And hopefully they're not watching us and then go in Nextdoor. You know what I mean? Go where your competition isn't going. Most people ignore Nextdoor, and that's exactly why it works. Again, go where people aren't. Become the local expert, answer questions, build trust. People trust neighbors more than they trust advertisements. So really good resource of getting your first 10 clients. All right, let's look at strategy number 3. Strategy number 3 is one of my favorites. And if you're on a coaching call with me, you will hear me talk about this one all the time. reconnect with your existing contacts, the people that are already in your phone, your friends, your family, your coworkers. Those people are in your contacts in your phone probably for a reason. You know them. So maybe you've already built that know, like, and trust. And if not, as you're going through and doing this exercise, you can start deleting people out of your phone that you don't like or don't like you. But I recommend contacting at least 5 people daily and reconnecting. You're not selling, you're reconnecting. Hey, you know what, so-and-so? I haven't connected with you in a while. That's my fault. That's bad on me. So I just wanted to take a moment, touch base with you, see how you're doing, see how life is. And then you let them talk, and you ask open-ended questions to keep them talking. And when you do that, you start to build trust. You start to build respect. People oftentimes fight for attention in today's fast-paced society, and a lot of times people aren't listening, right? You know it. Go to a restaurant with your spouse or your kids or even your friends. And what's on the table? The phone. And they're sitting there the whole time, and they give you a little bit of attention, So because of that, this strategy works really well when you call and you talk to them and you give your full attention to them. And then oftentimes they'll reciprocate. So they might ask you, hey, well, what are you doing? And that's when you can open the door to talk about what you're doing and possibly see if they know anyone that you might be able to help, right? Great strategy, underused, okay? Great strategy, underused. It's one of my favorites. It works so well. You know, if anybody follows Alex Hormozi, he talks about that strategy all the time, okay? All right, so let's look at strategy number 4. But before we do that, actually, I'm going to do a quick poll. So let's look at this. All right. No, actually, I wasn't going to do a quick poll. Yeah, I'll do a quick poll, and then I'll go into strategy number 4. Let's do that, maybe. I don't even know where I'm at in my slide stuff. Here we go. Okay, let's just go into strategy number 4. We'll go into a quick poll here in a second. But realtor and loan officer partnerships. So, and Terrell Good also talked about this on our call the other day, which was really good. He actually goes on Zillow. You can search for real estate agents on Zillow. Really cool. You could see a lot of information about them, actually, and even their ratings. So I recommend it. Go and find them, find your real estate agent, build a relationship with them, and then you're going to ask them who their favorite loan officer is. Have more referral opportunities, generally speaking. Okay, so a lot of people, they'll try to build this relationship with the realtor, but they forget about the loan officer that real estate agent may be using. So this is a great strategy. Go on Zillow. You can find those people. You know, it's really cool about loan officers and real estate agents. If you decide you want to get business from them, they don't gatekeep their information. You can find their email. You can find their cell phone. It's really, really easy. They don't gatekeep their information. They want everyone to find them very easily, right? And so because of that, you can get in contact with them very easily. So I would recommend that. That is a great strategy. So use Zillow, find realtors. Once you get a realtor and you build a connection with them, you want to ask, who's your favorite loan officer? They always have one. And so they can give you that. Loan officers often have more referrals. This is going to open up more referral opportunities for you. So the psychology behind this is people refer problem solvers. People refer problem solvers. So you can be that problem solver. All right, let's look at strategy number 5. This one's a great one too. Strategy number 5, why not go to your local businesses, offices you can walk into, because visibility creates opportunity. So I'm sure in your local area, you have tax offices, insurance offices, apartment communities, salons, barber shops. Sometimes your local, there's just a ton of different places that actually rely on credit or have an audience that might want credit help, right? I always say like personal trainers, you know, gyms, these places like salons, barbershops, personal trainers, they always talk about that they are the counselor of all things, because the consumer comes to them, they're getting their hair done or whatever, they're working out and they're talking about all their problems. Great person to connect with, because if they're talking to someone and the problem is they can't get qualified for a home loan, you've made that connection with them, they could talk about you. So that's another really cool one. You can offer guides to them. It's not about pitching, it's about being a resource that can help their audience. Sometimes you can add flyers to this, right? I think Terrell Good was talking about he will make flyers and put it in their offices if they allow it. Sometimes you'll go in a local grocery store, there'll be like a billboard and you can put flyers on that with a QR code or one of those pull tabs. I know I did that back in the day before QR codes were there. It's like the little pull tab. I got a lot of business from my local grocery store for that. So think about things like that. All right. Okay, we're going to ask for some audience participation at this point, okay? Check. Thinking about what I just covered, I covered 5 different things, actually relatively easy things, right? But which one of these are you not doing? Are you posting in Facebook groups? Are you being an expert in those groups? Are you offering education, answering questions, not just marketing? Are you on Nextdoor? Are you doing the same types of behaviors on Nextdoor? Are you reconnecting with the people that are in your phone? I got thousands of people in this thing, right? Opportunities are endless there. Are you having realtor partnerships? Are you going on Zillow, finding real estate agents, connecting with them, connecting with their loan officers? Are you going in local businesses and putting flyers up and letting them know what you do? They might be able to help their audience by knowing you. Are you doing those things? Take a reality check. If you're like, no, none of those things, maybe consider that might be one of the ways that you could grow and scale your business faster. If you'd like, go ahead and comment if you are doing one of these things and you're doing it consistently and really well. I'd love to know what that might be and if it's working for you. I mean, that would be great to know. But if you're not doing any of them, put none. And maybe we could start looking at doing this as well. As when you're doing this, that consistency is really important. Okay. I can't post in Nextdoor today and then magically think tomorrow I'm growing and scaling my business. It takes consistency over time. You know, look at Level Up Score. I started marketing Level Up Score and talking to you guys the way that I'm doing today. I think it started last year in April. Okay. And then I started refining that and getting better at it. Last year in April, I had no people on my Level Up Score Facebook page because I wasn't even trying or even posting anything. When I started doing that, now we're at 1.1K followers. Now that's not a lot. Don't get me wrong. It's not a lot. But I came from nothing. Consistency brought me where I am today. And though I only have 1.1K followers, and those of you who are on here, please start following me if you're not. Even though I only have 1.1K followers, my attention and my audience has drastically improved. We get 30,000 views a week. That's good, right? I know some people, Dave Cousins, he might be listening to this. I get that in a day, which is fine. The consistency grows out. I can't expect that I'm going to post one day and then all of a sudden I'm going to grow my audience. That's not how it's going to work. It's not going to work in Facebook groups. It's not going to work on Nextdoor. It's not going to work in reconnecting with people. If I decide today I'm going to reconnect with 5 people and I don't consistently do that, I'm not going to get anywhere, right? So consistency is a really big part of this equation in anything that you do, quite frankly, right? I mean, really think about that. Anything you do. If I drink a cup of water today, but don't drink one tomorrow, the one today doesn't necessarily help me long term, right? So it's consistency. It's with everything. So think about that and consider that as you are putting this together for yourselves. All right, we're going to move on to strategy number 6. Strategy number 6 is referrals and reviews. I cannot express to you enough how important this is. But you have to ask for referrals and you have to ask for reviews every time. If a client that you're working with says anything good about you, you need to ask for a referral. You need to ask for a review. This is so important. Do not assume that people are just going to refer to you. That is not true. I don't know why. I always thought that if I did a good job, they would refer to me. It's just known that I like referrals, but it's not known. You actually have to ask and say, hey, do you know anybody else I can help? Hey, I did this to Eric Fornos today, if he's watching this. He got a DM from me. I said, hey, Eric, if I helped you yesterday, can you do me a big favor? Can you give me a Google review? Now, Eric Fornos would do me a Google review anytime, but I needed to ask him. He wasn't just naturally going to do it. Most people don't naturally go and do those things. So you need to ask, and you need to ask every single time. A couple other things about referrals or reviews, ask every time, follow up. It's okay to follow up. People get busy and they forget, but the intent that is what they wanted to do. So don't feel bad about following up. Like, hey, I know you wanted to give me, so let's say, Eric, if you're watching this, if you don't give me a Google review today, when I get back from my vacation, I'm going to follow up with you to make sure you gave me my Google review because I know you want to give me one. And that's part of the assumption is I'm going to assume that they do want to give me one. If someone says something nice about me, I'm going to assume that they want to help me just as well as I've helped them and that they're going to give me a Google review. I'm going to test you guys on it today. So you'll see that at the end. Okay. But Google reviews are really important. But you got to ask. You got to ask every single time. And this actually builds trust. The more reviews you have is going to build trust. And that brings me on to the next strategy. And that is the goal to reach at least 100 Google reviews. I have found when you get to 100 Google reviews, things really, really change. Google all of a sudden becomes your referral partner. I found that before I was seeking to get more and more referral partners from my loan officers and real estate agents. But when I started getting all these Google reviews, guess what I got to be? I got to be the referral partner for them. Do you know how powerful that is? Let me explain to you. If I get 100 Google reviews, Google pushes me at the top, and so people start contacting me. When those people contact me and I'm working with them on the credit, I ask them, do you have a loan officer? Do you have a real estate agent? If the answer is no, then I have the opportunity to refer them to my loan officers and my real estate agents, right? Do you know how cool that is when a real estate agent finds out you're referring to them, or a loan officer finds out you're referring to them? Do you think they're going to make you more and more happy by referring more of their business to you because you're reciprocating and they want to get more of that? So they want to be top of mind for you too. So before, the reverse was the case. You're trying to be top of mind for them. When you become the referral source for them, now they're trying to be top of mind for you. What a great and powerful thing. It gets a lot of lunches and a lot of dinners. Trust me, I do it. Okay. So I would make it your mission to get 100 Google reviews. So a couple things on Google reviews I'll tell you really quickly because I know we're starting to run out of time for my 30-minute live, but you can get Google reviews from your clients. Again, ask them anytime they enjoy something that you did. They say something nice about you, right? Even in the beginning. Don't wait till the end that they got to their goal. Do in the beginning. If someone got my video consultation and they're like, Allie, thank you so much. That helped me so much. Hey, thank you. I want to help you. It's part of what I love to do. Can you help me too? I need more people to know that I'm the real deal. Can you give me a Google review? They're not going to say no, right? So get it in the beginning as soon as they have any conversation with you that you've done a good job, and then do a good job, right? I mean, that's the fact. And then next strategy that I would like to say is it doesn't always have to be from your customers. People can review you on Google for your character. So if I'm working with a loan officer, I can ask them to review my character. If it's my family and my friends, I can say, hey, can you review me on Google and talk about my character? Character reviews are really big on Google. So I would recommend that. You got a full list of people in your phone. You can ask for Google reviews if they like you, right? So think about that and consider that. Okay, let's move on to the next strategy. We are on strategy number 7. Okay, strategy number 7, educational workshops. Teach, educate, become the expert. What I'm doing right now is an educational workshop, right? I'm showing you that I can educate and teach, right? And I'm becoming the expert, right? So when people think of me, they think of, oh, Al is an expert at this, right? Please teach what you know. Really be the expert of that thing. Dive into that material, know what you're doing, right? I got the benefit of having 23 years of experience in this, so it's easy for me, right, today. It wasn't easy for me years ago. But as we grow, we learn and we learn and we learn and we grow and we learn and we learn it, hopefully. And so as you're growing, you teach what you're growing into, you know? So becoming the expert. So the fastest way to become the expert is to teach, by the way. The fastest way to become an expert is to teach. Pro tip here. This is what I did. It helped me grow my business very, very fast. Almost like, whoa. Okay, so pro tip, tell me if you like this one. I went to the state of Ohio and found out how to be a CE instructor for real estate agents. So they take, every 2 years, they have to take a certain amount of classes. So I would offer a 3-hour, you could do 1 hour, 2 hour, 3 hour CE course. And back then I went in person. It was a 3-hour course. I gave it to them for free. Okay. So I'd have a big audience of real estate agents in front of me, and I would teach about credit. So they can take additional educational requirements that are above and beyond their list of things that they have to cover in the real estate industry. And so I became one of those additional education instructors. And that was a really big one for me. So I would recommend go to your state, find out how you can become a real estate CE instructor. There's a lot of parts that you have to do. If you're curious about that, you can schedule a one-on-one coaching call with me, and I can show you how you can get approved for that in your state. It's something that I enjoy doing. It's a lot of fun. I've done it for many people before. My PowerPoint slide, my script, everything, where you have to do your course outline, the whole thing. I show you how to do that and how to do marketing without marketing, because you're not allowed to market. So that would be, you could schedule a 1 hour call with me. I do charge $399 for that call, but I'll also give you all the assets. Okay. So if you're interested in that, that's a really good one. Okay. Strategy number 8, we're almost done. Visit your referral partners. Walk into a mortgage loan office, walk into a real estate office. And you know what I really love to do in these is I'll take them something. So some mornings I would go and take a dozen donuts or 2 dozen donuts into an office, and I would put a funny little quote on the top of it and my business cards with it. And I would just take it in, because there's usually a gatekeeper that won't let you talk to anybody. I'm like, hey, I just want to deliver this to you. Okay. I've done that all my career. Get the little mini popcorn things, and I put the little address label on it and have it printed out, and just says, just popping in, just something fun, with my contact information and the QR code, because you can do QR codes today. Why not? Pop into those offices. Even if you can't necessarily talk to the realtors and real estate agents because of the gatekeeper, you could drop something off that goes back into their back room where your information can be sitting there. It's very, very powerful. I highly recommend that you do that as well. Okay, let's go on to our next slide here. Strategy number 9, we'll speed up here. Daily educational content. Again, the word daily for consistency. So teach daily, invite engagement, offer resources. If you guys haven't seen that live that we did with Dave Cousins and Michael Drake the other day, it is in the private Facebook group. If you're a Level Up Score partner, you'll see that. They give some really good, insightful ways of how you can post, teach daily, invite engagement, and offer resources, all that will produce more leads for you. So it's not just like posting without getting more leads. This is like posting and it really being effective in getting more leads. So I highly recommend that you look at that. And move on to our next strategy here. Strategy number 10, networking events. Go to networking events, but I don't want you to go there just to hand out your business card. I want you to go there to build conversations, right? Build conversations. I like to go to these, talk to people, get to know them, and I like to get my picture with them. Let's take a picture together so that I have an image of them. I can tag them in social media posts if I choose to. It helps me remember them. It helps build a relationship. I might even just send it to them privately. Hey, it was really great to meet you. Here's our image together. Things like that. They go a long ways towards building relationships rather than just handing out business cards. So going to networking events and really trying to connect with people is a really great strategy. It's one of my favorites. When COVID happened, that was really a hard thing for me, because that was what I did so often, and to not be able to do that was really hard. But that's back open, guys. We could go back out and do that. So the goal, again, isn't collecting contacts. The goal is building relationships. One relationship could change your entire business. One. I know, I've done it. One, I'm like, whoa, right? So think about that. Okay. So those are the top 10 strategies that I wanted to offer up to you. And now here's my challenge for you. What are 3 strategies you could pick today and that you can commit to? I'm not suggesting that you do all 10 at one time, but maybe pick 3 that you can absolutely commit to doing over the next 30 days. And for what I'm going to do for all of you that are on this call, and even those who watch the replay, if you comment 10, I'm going to send you my master guide on how to execute on these 10 strategies. So above and beyond this training, I'm going to give you a guide. You guys all know that I love to not just teach, but also help you implement it, because teaching means nothing if it's not implemented. So how do we implement this? And so I have a guide. So if you comment 10 while we're on this live or in the replay, we will give you that guide on how to execute on these top 10. And then I would love, it's got a 30-day challenge in it. You're gonna track yourself. You're gonna follow yourself. I want to see how this works for you, and I would love for you to report back to me, and maybe you get some special time with me having done that. So what if you had to get 10 clients in the next 30 days, guys? What if you had to get 10 clients in the next 30 days? If someone told you that you had to get 10 clients in the next 30 days, what would you do first? This is a mindset shift. What would you do first? I gave you 10 strategies that are really easy. You don't have to have ad spend. You don't have to have money, and you can go get these next 10 clients or more, probably more. But what if you had to get the next 10 clients in the next 30 days? What would you do? What would you do first? I got 10 strategies I gave you. Let me know. Which one are you going to do first to get those 10 clients? So, what's your biggest client acquisition challenge? Is it more leads, more referrals, more conversations, more confidence? I'm going to tell you the key is more confidence and more conversations are going to create more referrals, which are going to create more leads. Okay. So it's going to come from the bottom to the top, not the top from the bottom. Yeah. You're very welcome. Yeah. Do the 10 strategies. We'll send out that guide for you so you can get more information on how to actually implement it. So again, if you comment 10, we'll send that out to you. And I think you're going to really love it. I put a lot of work into this. We call it the Client Acquisition Playbook. So comment 10 to get that playbook, and then we'll send that out to you. I also wanted to let you guys know that I will be on vacation next week, or this week, starting this week, so Wednesday. But I am holding a special class. I did a class on Monday at 1 p.m. Eastern time. A lot of people attended, and the title of the class was Allie, How Do You Do It? And it was such a powerful class that I am going to re-offer that on Wednesday as a replay class for anybody who comments on that post that you're going to see on Wednesday. So watch out for that post on Wednesday. So if you're not following us on Facebook, click this QR code, start following us on the public Facebook group. And then also ask to be invited into the private Facebook group. We want to see you there. We won't let you into that group unless you're a partner of Level Up Score, but it's really easy to be a partner of Level Up Score. So you have questions, you can comment, how do I become, a Level Up Score partner? We'd be happy to help you and engage you in that process. But it's very easy. But definitely follow us on the public Facebook page so you can get that information. Wednesday's going to be powerful. I'm going to give that class for free. It's a very powerful class, maybe the most powerful class I've ever taught. So please comment on that, get that class, because once that day's over, I am going to offer the class, but I'm going to charge for it. So Wednesday's your opportunity to get that for free. After I did the class on Monday, and then I had several calls after that, and the power that those calls had, I realized that, yeah, I can give this for free, but I don't have to. There's so much value in that class, and I want you guys to get it. So Wednesday is the opportunity to get it for free, and then it'll be a paid class. But I encourage you to do that. I think you're going to be pretty impressed. So again, follow us on the public Facebook page here and go ahead and ask to be in the private. We'll make you a partner, and then you will be in the private group. And the last thing I'd like to share with you guys is if this gave you any value and you have not already given us a Google review, please consider helping us help other people reach us so they can learn to let us know how we're doing and helping support you in your business, because that is our goal. Please give us a Google review. And I like to say this, I only like 5-star reviews. So if this live did not give you 5-star level service and education, instead of giving me a review, just message me. Email support@levelupscore.com and say, not 5 stars, Allie. And we'll seek to figure out how we can make it 5 stars. We appreciate you guys, every one of you. Thank you for being here in each of our Tuesday Top Tips. Again, your next 10 clients start with your next conversations. Comment 10 and get the Client Acquisition Playbook. Thank you guys for being here. Have an amazing day. And I look forward to next Tuesday. I think you're going to be excited about what I got to offer next Tuesday too. Thank you.